Franklin Mejias, qué honor es de tenerte aquí con nosotros esta tarde y más un honor de poder llamarte como un amigo. What an honor it is to have you here with us, and more so, what an honor it is to be able to call you a dear friend. You know, I'm really excited that you decided to join us again another year and participate in our 8th annual Hispanic Latino Study Summer Institute. Because last year, I know that you left such a lasting impression on so many that when some of them found out that you were going to continue to participate this year, they were really excited because they wanted to hear more. And for those that may not know who Franklin Mejias is, he's actually a student from South Broward High School in Broward County. We have that in common. When we first met, Franklin and I got a nice giggle out of it because South Broward High School was also very near and dear to my heart because I was a teacher there, teaching seniors, believe it or not, way back before Franklin, you even got there. So it's nice to see one of our students just blossom into an amazing, inspiring individual. So I'm really excited to be here with you. Also, Franklin is a motivational speaker, author, and also a 4-time Emmy Award winner. I want to show this picture to our audience because it is amazing that you were a 4-time Emmy Award winner. Look at that.
Yeah.
How exciting is that? So I definitely want to hear more about that. But before you share a little bit about that, at the end of your video piece there, you had basically mentioned at the end that you decided to tell your story with no hands and no feet, but above all, without prejudice. Can you help me to understand what you meant when you ended off with saying that?
Well, everything happened in 2011 when I came for a vacation for 2 weeks. My life changed completely. I was between life and death. And since the first moment that I knew that this was coming for me, I decided that this was happening for a reason. And I need to give the best of myself in every way that I can say. I remember that I start walking again. I start, knowing myself. It was a difficult thing, but it wasn't impossible. Now I am a complete normal person. I am 100% independent. I in the moment that I want to do things and achieve them, I don't have any excuse. I just go for it, and that's why I'm doing all of this. I want to show everybody that if we really want something, there's no excuse, or there's no something impossible that can stop us.
You're exactly right. I mean, anything is possible. Everything is possible when you put your heart, your mind, your efforts, your strength. Absolutely, I agree with you. And you are a testament to that. When you ended off with your statement with regard to the prejudice part of it, I know that you and I have had many conversations about why it is important for our students to understand where they come from, so that they can take pride in their culture and their traditions and their customs, so that they feel empowered and motivated and feel like they have a sense of belonging. So I know we talked about that at great length. So I want you to tell me a little bit about your personal experience as it relates to that unfortunate experience that you had when you felt that perhaps you were treated differently, that there was a sense of discrimination and or prejudice that you experienced in your personal journey.
Well, I can tell you a lot of experience that I went through. I remember that I started school again in 7th grade, middle school, and I didn't know the language very well. I kind of challenged myself to learn, and I was in a complete different country with different people, with different culture. But what I really focused in that moment was that what I really wanted for myself. I didn't want to stay in that painful experience that I went through. I wanted more. I wanted, have friends, uh, maybe experience good things about life. And in the first days was a complete learning. I didn't know how to just grab the pencil and, start writing. But everything came in the right moment. I remember that I graduated from middle school. I went to high school, and high school was the first year challenging thing for myself and for my family. But one more time, I knew that I couldn't do anything that I really want. I also had a lot of people that support me and push me to give the best of myself. And that's something that we have to keep in mind. Also, we can't really forget where we come from, because that is our motivation to keep going forward.
That's exactly right. We have to be able to remember where we came from and be proud of where we came from. Your home country is Venezuela, correct?
Yeah, I'm from Caracas, Venezuela. I got here with 12 years old, not knowing what was happening in my life, even though after that moment I lost all my limbs, my hands, and my feet. Um, it was hard. It was a hard situation for myself, but I never pay attention to the bad things that happened in my life. I just took the positive thing of each situation. I really have a great family, a good parents, a great sister, a good mom, that they always wanted more of myself. So they pushed me forward. They, you know, they are always behind me, watching that everything is fine. If not, they will make things get better. Trust me.
But what an amazing way to look at everything, to turn it into a positive. I love that about you. And I think it's important for so many of our students and our teachers, administrators, for everybody to see that. There's so many kids out there that we may not be able to physically see the challenges or the struggles that they may be going through, but perhaps internally or behind the scenes at home, behind closed doors, there's a lot that goes on that we need to make sure that we are continuing to be sensitive to different students that may be having some challenges or struggles. I love the fact that you, as you move forward, you are looking at it through a positive lens and you haven't given up and you have persevered. And I love that you decided to have your presentation today to be about being capable.
Yep.
It pretty much sums it all up, to be capable regardless of the hardships So your story all in itself shows us that you can move forward and anything is possible and everything is
Everything.
regardless.
Yep.
I mean, you
It's like
yourself,
that.
as you mentioned, you said that coming from another country, Venezuela, coming into this country where you struggled even with the language. And I'm talking to you now, you know, in English, and how amazing it is to see someone who even struggled with the language barrier. How did that make you feel when you were in school in the classrooms?
Well, that made me feel like, you know, like I am a person that whatever that I want, I do the impossible to achieve it. And that's something that I want to like to not teach, but like to show everyone that anything that we want is just depend of us, of the first thing. Second, our plan to make it happen. I love the phrase "make it happen" because it's telling you everything. You have to make it happen. No one is gonna do it for you. No one is gonna, you know, make all the possible to achieve the thing that you want. You have to make it happen. When I went to the school after the bacteria infection, I really make it happen. I didn't know how to like make friends or even just being in the classroom like with a lot of fears in that moment. But after the first year, I knew that I was there for a huge purpose that I'm seeing now. Um, it's, with everything that happened in my life, I can see now that each experience gave me a whole complete like new, how I say, un nuevo aprendizaje. O sea, de cada experiencia aprendí que ninguna de las cosas que nos suceden a diario van a ser parecidas. O sea, each one of the experience are to make us stronger. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely, that there is a purpose. There was a purpose that you believe why this unfortunate situation happened. I want to hear about what you think is important for our teachers and administrators to know or to understand after learning about your personal journey.
Yep. My personal journey is was very tough because in the beginning I didn't have anyone to push me in the school. Like they just knew me and they didn't get involved or in touch with me.
Your experience as a student being in the classroom, you had shared before that you had struggled with being able to speak English and understand everything that was being delivered to you as far as the instruction in English, and that was quite a bit of a struggle for you. So knowing that you went through that experience and knowing that there's so many kids out there that have similar experiences, what advice would you give to our educators that are in the classrooms trying to ensure that they're meeting the needs of each and every single one of their students?
Well, the first advice, what I can say is they have to understand each one of them first and try to get involved. Let them know that they are there for them. That's the important thing. trust me, we can change a lot of people's mind if we just ask them how they feel, if we can do something different to make them feel better. Those kind of things that make the difference. In my situation, I had the teacher that, you know, asked me a lot of things of myself and made me feel like I was with my family or even with a real friend. I remember that he even in the beginning in the PE class, he started playing with me because I have fears of playing with the other students, and you know, he created that relationship with me that made me feel like I was special. And we have to make sure that everyone in this earth know that they are special. They have a unique thing that no one has, and everyone is different. For example, I have friends that they needed someone to maybe just talk or maybe ask questions, and we have just to make sure that do whatever our heart says and do everything with, you know, no, because we have to do it. Is the I think that the key is do it because we want to do it, not because it's our job or anything like that. Is the key in here is that, you know, create a good relationship with the student or the person that is coming from another country. We have to understand that they are going through a difficult time in their life, and maybe just be a friend for them. I don't care about what other people think or believe of myself. I just care about what I think of why I am like that, and the reason that God wants me to be like this. For me, it's important to pay attention to that because it's something incredible. How we can change our mind, thinking the good ways that us have. I can explain it.
Dilo en español si quieres y luego lo puedo.
Pues, a lo que me refiero es que no, digo, sin manos y sin pies y sin prejuicio, porque al momento de todo esto pasar, no me importó lo que otras personas pensaran o dijeran de mí. Me enfoqué solamente en salir adelante y demostrarles a todos que sí se puede. That I can achieve everything without hands, without feet, and without prejudice. And it's something, it's a good point because a lot of students care about what the other students think or how they look like. And at the end, what really cares is what we believe of ourselves. If we believe that we are doing a good job, that is going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you that anytime that we believe in ourselves and we feel that we can accomplish what we put our mind and our heart and our time and our effort into, we're going to be able to move forward and be successful in that.
Look, I am who I am right now, thanks to the old people that helped me since all this happened. I remember that I was a student coming from another country, experiencing a lot of things, and my teachers just get involved with myself, and I had in them a real friend, a real person that I could that motivate me to continue all the time. They, I think that we learn together. I learn from them, and they learn from me. And me as a student, I just wanted someone that I can just believe. Um, After that, a real friendship. I remember that in the beginning, I didn't know how to even write or simple stuff, even say one word in Spanish. And they had the patience to explain everything in a different way to me. And I really appreciate that. I think that is an important thing that we have patience and we, connect in a good way with the student, not because it's their works, just let's do it because we want to do it and we want to make it happen.
So, Franklin, when you were a student in the classroom, how did learning about Latino history impact you?
Well, when I was a student, I remember in middle school, I learned about all the Latino culture, and that helped me in a positive way because I felt identified of who I was, and that really motivated of give the best of myself all the time. Also, we always highlight where we come from, all the students. We create a good connection because sometimes we have things in common, and that give us like a good friend relationship to make a strong support.
That's really great to hear that it really affected you in such a positive way that it made you feel good about your culture, building relationships with others and learning from others.
For example, in that moment, the only person from Venezuela in that school was me. But I remember that I make a connection with all the students that were coming from Colombia because we have a lot of things in common. Also, the person from Cuba, like we have some words that we use in the same, you know, the same slang. And that way, learn from my original country and from another Latino country, that really impact me to to be more proud of who I was.
And in your video, you asked some very specific questions about would your life be the same? What would that look like? How would people see you? Would they accept you? Now that you have experienced a great deal after your unfortunate incident, what do you think now?
Well, I think now people like don't care of how you look like or how you talk or if you pronounce a a word in a bad way. They just care about what you want to show. And and they look very, very deep inside you. I learned that since the first moment that I lost all my limbs, and that really helped me go through everything, the process in high school, and even in the moment that I want new friends. The moment that I start talking to new people, I like I really wanted to be like all the students that were in high school with the friend, with a group of friends, and I just make it happen.
You made it happen. That's great. And that's how it should be. I think that's great advice to give, to say, to just make it happen. Look through a positive lens and not give up and continue and push forward. So it's great to see that you have done that you have pushed forward regardless of the circumstances, that you didn't give up. And now you're sitting there literally empowering so many others with your personal journey and with your voice, encouraging and motivating others to continue. With this conversation all in itself, I know at some point you were a little bit discouraged because of what's going on right now in the world. And so I don't know if you want to share a bit about what was going through your mind. I'm happy that you decided to move forward, but I'm hoping that you would share a little bit about what kind of held you back there for a bit.
Look, it's okay if sometimes I see it this way. If sometimes we feel like in a bad way, or we're seeing all what is around us. What we should do is what I did. I I confront what was bothering me, and I let's say it that way. Realmente I'm gonna say in Spanish. Okay. El impulso que usted y toda mi familia me dio me hizo entrar en razón de que tenía que hacerlo. That I really need to do this because I know that some people need it. And that really motivated me to make the encourage be here today.
Well, I'm very appreciative and so grateful. You have a powerful story, a powerful message, and I know many will walk away being touched by your strength and, like I said before, your ability to persevere through such a hardship. Again, and going back to many of our students, we know that it may not be, something that you can visibly see, which is why it's important that when we are with our students, that we remember to build the relationship, take the time to understand and learn where they're coming from. And like you had experienced, you had a teacher that, although you didn't understand a certain concept a certain way, that teacher was willing to teach you in a different manner to make sure that you understood and that you got it. And so that's also amazing to hear, to not give up on any one child as you experienced in your, educational career where no one gave up on you.
Just like that, Miss. Sometimes we have to understand that maybe our capacity to learn is different from others. And that is not something bad. It's something that we just need to realize, to look for another option, to just do it and learn it, and be a huge voice of that nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible. You're exactly right. And as you mentioned, it takes work, patience, and discipline.
A lot of things. Yep.
A lot of patience.
And I want to tell you a quote that when you change the way that you look at things, the things that you're looking change. When I face all these bad situations, I just pay attention to the positive things that I have, like my family. I had the support of all my family, a lot of people that were behind me, and I was alive, and that was the important thing.
That's exactly right. You are alive, and we're happy that you are and that you got through that. I can't thank you enough for your time to be here with us.
For me, it's an honor. I want to thank you for your support. Really, you make it possible. Really, thank you, thank you, thank you. For me, it's a truly honor. I'm grateful to be here. I'm talking with you.
Gracias, Franklin. Te lo agradezco mucho por estar aquí con nosotros. I'm really grateful that you were here with us. May you continue making a difference, and please feel free to always come back in the future because we would love to have you continue to share your story.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.